Inspiration.
Operated at the second level of English football. They've still got a lot to do before they get there, of course. But as Coppinger takes them forward, they mean business again here. Oh, no, he's done it again.
Game changer.
Winner.
And now Patriots away. He's crossing halfway. He's got Akers to run into. He's all alone. Tries to Coppinger. Coppinger will slot it home. And he does so. Coppinger's turned it into the empty net.
Inspirational.
Exceptional.
Teed up for him. Oh, what about that? What about that?
Inspiring.
Inspirational.
Inventive.
Professional.
The wall is set. We're 11 minutes into stoppage time at the keep mode. Coppinger, Bostock over it. Coppinger's going to take it right foot to Coppinger. Oh, Coppinger!
Magnificent.
Legend.
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 Hello there guys, Aaron Chalner here for Forever Football DRFC, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel. It's the final preview day of the 2020-2021 season. Before we get started, you just saw at the start of the video there, the Twitter video from Doncaster Rovers Football Club themselves, with them sharing their memories of Coppinger. The link to that video on their Twitter will be in the description down below this video, so please go check it out for yourselves on their Twitter page. Go give them a follow as well if you haven't already. But yeah, there was some people sharing memories of Coppinger. There's some highlight goals there from his time at Doncaster Rovers. Of course, tomorrow, oh boy, this is going to be an emotional one. Coppinger's last game. Coppinger's last game in 17 years. You know, do we all wish we were playing for a spot in the Championship? Yeah, we kind of did. But unfortunately, with the form this season, in the second half of the season, when everything went downhill, we just couldn't recover and in time, and we just couldn't recover. So we have to look forward to next season now. Obviously, it is looking very, very bright next season with Coppinger in a new advisory role, very flexible at the start advisory role. So he's going to be feeding from the board to the manager, and he's going to be, you know, in this advisory, you know, position. So a lot more Donny DNA. Terry from the Football Terror said it to me about a week or so ago on when I kept called in on one of their shows. You know, you need more Donny DNA, and this is the start. This is the absolute start. But it is preview day. We are ending the season at the Keepmoat Stadium, of course, against Peterborough United, of course, already promoted to the Championship for the first time in 9 years. Of course, Darren Ferguson has picked up a really lovely squad at Peterborough. Got some wonderful players. Clarke-Harris, who's a former Doncaster Rovers player as well. Ricky-Jade, who's apparently set to sign a brand new contract according to sources. He's not apparently, according to, you know, despite interest from the Premier League and Rangers, you know, he's set to sign a brand new contract, so that's good for Peterborough. Christy Pym is set to be in goal for this game tomorrow. Bursick has gone back to Stoke City. Christy Pym is available for selection going into the game. Will that change the way we approach this game? I don't really think so. I think we'll absolutely go for it. Anyway, let's give him the perfect send-off. Let's give Coppinger the perfect send-off. But yeah, Peterborough United, they've been brilliant all season. And, you know, they deserve the promotion to the Championship for the first time in 9 years. Obviously, Hull City are going back there after a year away as champions, so we kind of knew Hull City would go up this season, but Peterborough are the ones going with them. And then the playoffs. Now, obviously, I'm going to do a separate video on this, which will be uploaded probably before before this video, but please go and let's have a look. I'm going to put this on the screen right now. So this is the Championship, the League One playoff race on your screen now. So let's have a look then at this League One playoff race. So this is the race for the playoffs. So obviously there's 3 fixtures you've got to keep your eyes on in terms of the whole of League One: Charlton, Hull, Oxford, Burton, Portsmouth, Accrington. So Portsmouth in the playoffs with a win. A draw/defeat opens up top 6 hopes for Oxford and Charlton. So that's against Accrington. Oxford need to win and Portsmouth failed to win. A draw could also be enough against Burton Albion. And Charlton need to win and Portsmouth failed to win, and realistically also Oxford don't win. A draw though could be enough against the champions. So obviously Portsmouth's in the driving seat, however Oxford and Charlton are not too far away. So it's very interesting in terms of League One going into tomorrow's fixtures. It's a massive playoff race, and obviously it's going to be very, very exciting to see what happens. But I'm excited, you know. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen again in League One. Obviously, the focus for me will be on our game, Coppinger's last game at the Keepmoat Stadium. Coppinger's last game is 695th and final Doncaster Rovers game. So that will be the focus for me. I'm going to be at the Keepmoat pretty much all day. Get there about 8, half 8 in the morning. Leave there about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A couple of hours after the kickoff, after the full time. And, you know, I'm going to be there for the full day. So if you do see me and you want to be involved in the fan cams, just come and find me, stay at a social distance, and we'll get it sorted. Be a part of the final match day vlog, which would be it's going to be a great project to film. I can't wait for tomorrow to go down there early in the morning and start filming. I'm really excited, really excited. And, you know, don't think because the season's over from tomorrow onwards, you know, don't think we're done out here on the channel, because we're going to be covering the playoffs, we're going to be covering, and don't forget, playoffs doesn't mean League One just, we're covering Championship, League 2, League 1 playoffs, we're covering the Champions League and Europa League finals, we're covering the Euros, we're covering the FA Cup final, we're going to be covering the transfer market, we're going to get some journalists on the channel, talk about the transfer window, during the window, obviously when the new manager comes out and the head of ID and talent comes out, and things like that, and contracts get confirmed. We're going to do all those updates, so it's still going to be very busy on the channel over May and June. But yeah, guys, this is going to be amazing. I cannot wait, and this is going to be wonderful. So, without further ado, after all that discussion about Coppinger's last game, the playoff race in League One going into tomorrow's fixtures, you know, Christy Pym being able for selection, talk about Peterborough. After all of that, for the final time in these previews this season, let's have a look at my predicted lineup. So, obviously there is some injuries we have to talk about. Taylor Richards, according to Andy Butler, in an interview on BBC Sounds as part of Football Heaven radio, Taylor Richards has picked up a groin injury, and the best thing forward was to just let him go back to Brighton and Hove Albion, so he is back at the club. Taylor Richards, if you find this video, you've been an amazing servant, you've been a world-class player, and your career is just going to absolutely soar. If you're getting advice from Paul Pogba, then your career is going to absolutely soar to the skies. So it would have been nice to keep you permanently, but I don't think that'll be the case at this stage. I don't know what the situation is, but yeah, it would be nice to bring you back permanently, but if not, then, you know, we wish you the best of luck. Reece James and Okunabiri are still 50-50. They're still touch and go for this game. Halliday won't be back, in my opinion. Neither will Ellery Balcombe. Neither will Robertson. He's going to go back to Celtic, in my opinion. That's the last we'll see of him at Rovers. And there we go. So, taking all that into account, I've gone back to the 4-2-3-1. So, first of all, the starting lineup before we go into the bench. So, in goal, Lewis Jones, right at right back, Horton at left back, Butler and Anderson in the centre, Captain Anderson. Obviously, Anderson will have his first full season as captain, next season. So, next season will be his first full season as captain for Tom Anderson. So, will be a very interesting challenge. Unless the new manager wants to delegate a new captain. If not, it will be Anderson. Greaves and Smith. Greaves needs to start, in my opinion, and Butler came out and said that Greaves, you know, he's giving food for thought. So I want to see Greaves and Smith start, and then in front of them I've got Bostock. I've got Bostock in the cam position because I think he's a very physical player, and I think putting him further forward will actually make him work even harder than he already does. So I think that's the thinking process behind that. Lakilo on the left, Coppinger starts on the right, and John Jules up front. Do I expect Coppinger to see out 90 minutes? Maybe, maybe not. But I tell you what, when the substitution's made, if there is a substitution for Coppinger and it's not 90 minutes of football, that is going to be a sad, you know, state of affairs and a sad occasion when he finally gets subbed off for the last time. And, you know, Darren Ferguson came out and said, I want us to do a guard of honour for him. You know, people have their opinions on Darren Ferguson and why he left the club, etc. But massive respect for Darren Ferguson for saying that. You know, give him a guard of honour, give him the right send-off. So, you know, fair play to Darren for that. Then on the bench, we've got Bottomley, Bogle, Blythe comes in, Cameron John, Josh Sims, Danny Amos and Ed Williams. So not a lot of higher quality options on the bench, but you know, we've still got some good quality of players. We've still got a great quality of players for the bench. So finally, for the final time in the final preview of the season, my predicted scoreline. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win. I'm going for it. I'm absolutely going for it. I think Coppage is going to get a goal or two on his last day. I think John Jules could get in on the act. I think that the Kilo could possibly get in on the act. I think Bostock might have a chance of getting in on the act. So there we go. And if I could pick 3 players that I think could be in line to score Peterborough's goal, I think Simodics, Dembele and Clarke-Harris. I think they're my top 3 options for Plymouth to score their goal. But there we go. That is the last preview of the season. Stay tuned. I'll probably film it outside the Keepmo after the game, but stay tuned for my match review, which will probably be live from the Keepmo State. Well, not live, obviously, but filmed, you know, at the Keepmo Stadium. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. When I get back from the Keepmo, I'll load it. And, oh man, it's going to be a weird one to see Coppinger go. It's going to be a weird one. But I feel an exciting new era coming along for Doncaster Rovers. New manager, new players. Coppinger is in an advisory role, so he'll be, you know, involved flexibly in the club. We're going to have a new way of thinking. We're going to have an exciting new direction. We're sorting out contracts. We're doing all these great things. So I fully feel a new direction coming. And I don't know if you guys feel the same, but that's how I feel. But there we go, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching the match preview. Stay tuned for my match review tomorrow outside the Keepmoat Stadium. It won't be behind the Keepmoat Stadium behind me. It will be at the Keepmoat Stadium live in the flesh. So stay tuned for that one. We're also going to do fan cams. So, of course, like I said, if you are a Doncaster Rovers fan, you see me at the stadium, you want to do a fan cam before and after the match, send them in. Just come to me. I'll film it. It's all fine. It's all good, 100%, and we'll get it all done. And if you want to be reviewed, if you want to get a review of the match afterwards, then please, please, please do not hesitate to say so. It'd be great to have loads of fan cams, and that's the plan for next season. We want to do loads more fan cams and get loads of fans involved. So thank you very much, guys. My name is Owen Chandler from Football, DRFC. Keep living the Rovers life, and that, my friends, full time. Rovers till I die. Thank you very much, Coppinger.